LoreWarrior Online. Shadow Hawk IIC. Overview. If a battlemech could be described as endemic to the clans, it would be the Shadow Hawk IIC. It has since gone and spread far and wide across the inner sphere. The Shadow Hawk IIC's robustness means most mech warriors can expect to encounter one, eventually. The Shadow Hawk IIC was an early entry in the Golden Century, introduced just before the Great Father's death. Contemporaneous to the Hellhound, the Shadow Hawk IIC was another upgrade to a classic workhorse that resulted in a powerful harassing unit in an even lighter package. Its successes waned as new technologies spread into the 29th century, but in the aftermath of the Battle of Tukiad, the Shadow Hawk IIC became hard to avoid in the inner sphere. Every invading clan would turn to the mech to restore their PGCs, and since then, most raiders of any occupation have faced them. Capabilities. As built, the Shadow Hawk IIC is an infighter. Its trio of lasers can slice through the rear armor of most mechs. Any breaches are then exploited by multiple small missile launchers without producing the heat spikes of a single, larger launcher. Though dangerous at short range, many variants have attempted to remedy its lack of ranged weaponry. Battle history. Comstar considered the Ghost Bear's Shadow Hawk IIC Mark II something of an oddity when it was first sighted on Tukiad. Reserve Trinary Echo included a single Shadow Hawk which hung back, sniping at elements of the 103rd Division as Presenter Lucara's troops sped through the streets of Spanak. Inevitably, a hover tank or light mech would take a hit and fall behind. The Shadow Hawk would then close in and eviscerate the victim. Clan Hell's Horses and their Shadow Hawk IICs played a key role in Khan James Cobb's invasion of the Wolf occupation zone. They led the attack on Nicerta and used their mobility to punish attempts to flank the Horse's heavy tank formations. However, relying on a single cannon for its primary firepower proved a vulnerability. Wolf warriors from the rock to the edge learned to target the bulky weapon. Looking to return the Shadow Hawk IIC to its rugged, low-cost origins, the Horses began deploying the Shadow Hawk IIC-11 prior to Operation Noyan. The 10th Rangers were keen to use the bounty of the Wolf OZ for some payback. A pair of Shadow Hawk IIC-11s were assigned as support for Delta Striker Star. Through a combination of mobility and sheer toughness, the two mechs kept a full star out of position. The light vehicles flanked and cut off the enemy star, proving that the Shadow Hawk IIC is as mighty an anvil as it is a hammer. Variants. The Shadow Hawk IIC has proliferated widely in the inner sphere. The original had been supplemented by myriad variants, but it's still common. Production of the two centered around dual shoulder-mounted ER large lasers, though this ceased with the Bear's relocation to the inner sphere. It remained rare for decades until it was once again reintroduced at Odin Manufacturing after the Second Combined Dominion War. Clan Hell's Horses converted Shadow Hawk IICs at Nouveau Paris before establishing manufacturing site number 3 on New Oslo. Their long-lived model copied a 2C2 taken as Isola. This customized variant used an XL engine to re-establish a large ballistic weapon as seen on the original Shadow Hawk. While a HAG was commonly used, the Shadow Hawk 10 relied on an Ultra AC-10 for concentrated punch. To complement this hammer, the Shadow Hawk 11 was envisioned as an anvil, mirroring the original, but sporting ferro-lamellar armor. When the Horses lost their New Oslo line to the Dominion, a new facility was then built on Zitomir. Notable mechs and mech warriors. Mech warrior Mordred. The wolf warrior known as Mordred hailed from the Free Worlds League and served as an Aztec with the 12 Star Guards, where he also received basic mech warrior training. Upon the 3rd Regiment's destruction on Icar in 3050, he was taken as Isola by Clan Wolf. After the grievous losses of the Refusal War in 3057, he received an unprecedented opportunity to test up into the warrior caste. He eked out a narrow victory over a single mech in his trial position and went on to serve in the 2nd Cavalry PGC as the pilot of a Shadow Hawk IIC. By the time Theta Galaxy was pulled back to Tranquil, the aging Mordred had modified his mech significantly. When the Horses hit Tranquil in 3068, his Shadow Hawk IIC proved considerably more dangerous than expected. Ultimately, captured by the horses, Mordred's mech is the foundation on which many of their modern Shadow Hawk IICs are based. Shadowfall. The Shadow Hawk NC1965-12A inadvertently found itself the most famous Shadow Hawk IIC in history when it was filmed falling from Novacat dropships Cat's Maw, shot on the first day of the Battle of Tukid. The iconic holovid led news reports wherever Comstar had a HPG. Dubbed Shadowfall, the vid won awards and became stock footage in many documentaries covering Operation Revival. Now, just a bit of clarification. I can't remember. I'll probably end up uploading these in the wrong order. But, yeah, this is the Shadow Hawk IIC write-up from the Recognition Guide Ill Clan. They actually have a decent write-up, and I haven't bought these. I'm using the preview on DriveThruRPG to be able to read these. But let's go through the statistics, shall we? So, the Shadow Hawk IIC is a 45-ton chassis Lang T3 powerplant consolidated Fusion 270 standard, cruise of 64, max of 97, jump jets are provided by Northrop Starlifters M45 with a jump capacity of 180 meters. Armor is compound H17 ferrofibrous. Armament is 2 Series 14A medium pulse lasers, a single Series 2D extended range medium laser, 4 Pattern J2 Streak SRM2 launchers, and a single Series 1 extended range small laser. Manufactured on manufacturing site number 3, Odin, manufacturing site Zitomir, and Industry Complex Alpha. Primary factory New Oslo, Site 3, Orestes in Odin, and Zitomir for Alpha. Communication system is a JNE integrated, and the targeting and tracking system is a TR-TTS Mark II. Basically, again, it's the Shadow Hawk, it's the 2C system of taking a classic design from the Innisphere and making it lighter, but somehow more deadly thanks to snacky clan tech. We're looking at a machine that has 20 heat dissipation thanks to 10 double heat sinks. It walks 6, runs 9 and jumps 6. And it has an armor value of 9 on the head, 20 on the CT, 7 on the rear, 17 on the torsos, 5 on the rear, and then it has 12 on the arms and 20 on the legs. The medium pulse laser is located in the right arm. It has 2 of its Streak 2s in its right torso, ER medium laser in the head, ER small in the CT, another 2 Streak 2s in the left torso, and another medium pulse laser in the left arm, with the jump jets being torso mounted. It's quite a nice, decent spread across the whole machine, and it looks cool. I mean the modern redesign, not the horrendous Phoenix Hawk, Project Phoenix ones. Christ, it's still too early in the morning. Oh, God, I need that tea. So yeah, the Shadow Hawk IIC it looks pretty cool by today's standards, and it looks actually quite close to the original design, which is a nice feature. I really like the more up-to-date artwork for the Shadow Hawk IIC, but I'll put the Project Phoenix one in there and the original Victor Musical Industries version, just so you can see the horror of what they did with the Shadow Hawk over the years. I don't actually mind. This would be a great mech to see in a game like MechWarrior Online. Let's face it, something that's got that kind of spread of energy and missile hardpoints. It's a nice even spread of weaponry across the whole machine. Arms, torsos, head, CT. It means it's a bit of a zombie fighter at the same time. All of its missiles are torso mounted. It's got a fair amount of mobility to it. It's not reliant on an XL engine for all of its movement, and then even then it's still a Clamon, so it won't blow up instantly. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I can understand why the write-up says you should fear this thing, because, good God, yeah, it could do a lot of damage to you very quickly. But, yeah, I mean, like, the Shadow Hawk IIC, it looks like one of those mechs that you would use, I would use as a GM. I would definitely harass players with this thing, or I'd make it kind of just like a grunt kind of frontline, garrison unit that players would encounter in any kind of campaign for a while, until the really scary kind of clan omni-mechs start turning up in later missions. So yeah, like things like this would be a great kind of trooper mech to throw at the players, and something that'd be great for players to get hold of. Maybe their first piece of clan tech, for instance, could be a Shadow Hawk IIC. It's nice, it's reliable, it doesn't seem to be overly powerful in any one particular area. So yeah, it's a nice design. And yeah, there are some variants out there, as it mentioned, ones that, you know, switch up to the old autocannon on the shoulder, like the classic Shadow Hawk does. But yeah, you've got a nice variant there. It's a cool mech, really like it. And this write-up was very good for the recognition guide. Some of them will be a bit more focused on like the late 3100s era, but by comparison to previously written stuff, it's far better. Trust me, you'll see that with the baboon if it hasn't already been uploaded. I don't know. Anyway, have a good one all. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.